And now it's time for Starr Struck, starring CJ Starr, Damus Smith, and Patrick Puckett.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. That's a shame. Welcome back to Starr Struck. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. First of all, I'm your host, CJ Starr. So happy to be back in the building. Behind the cameras, we got DJ Styles, a.k.a. John Old Man Hustle. Say what's up, John.
I get my hustle on. What's up?
All right. The affirmative action part of the show. Let's give it up for Patrick Puckett.
I earned my spot.
And my brother from another mother, Damus Smith. Let's give it up for him.
Yeah.
Look, he dragging in like.
I am tired.
You can't. No, I don't.
Come on, Coffee.
We
Come on,
way
John Coffee.
More than that from you.
John Coffee, come on, dog.
Today's gonna be a good day.
My name is Coffee.
First of all, guys, let me say this. Awesome show last week. As much as I could watch, it was awesome. That black guy that you guys brought in and was the host, I don't know who he was.
I know he was somebody else.
He was good as fuck, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, James, sorry you missed it. But the dude that was in this seat right here,
he did his thing.
Hey, he did his thing. He was over there. The molecular structure. So what we need to do is he had a laptop in front of him and everything.
Okay, first of all, let me honestly say this, dude. John was amazing last week. Because there were times
I'm mad I missed that.
where I was slacking and didn't have nothing to say. John was on it. John was so and our guests last week, Kaz and Paul.
Yeah, we had good guests last week too.
Great.
Two Africans. I wanted y'all to have them fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think everybody just did their role. I mean, we got Patrick here to be the witty white wonder.
The witty white wonder.
Nah, Patrick's way more than that.
www.
Yeah. I mean,
Dot.
Witty white.
we got Damus just to pretty much say whatever the hell he wants. I think Damus was very much raised at the right time because I think if he would have came too early, he would have died at probably age 13 because he was saying something crazy to the man. And of course we got John for history and
yeah.
History
and sit over there and peeing on himself every once in a while. But y'all did a great show, man. It was awesome.
You.
I enjoyed it. From what I could see from Wichita, Kansas, they're still on dial up over there. So
how was the show? We hadn't even talked about it.
Dog, it wasn't a lot of people at all the shows until it got to the weekend. When it got to the weekend, it was not a seat. But it was. I've never
because there was a lot of people, or they just didn't have a lot of chairs.
No, they took all the chairs out.
Actually, they did. I guess that loony bin used to be a church. So the stage was in the middle of the thing, where it should be, and it was all the way around. Like people was all the way around.
That's cool.
So, but I've never did 6 straight shows where there was going to be at least one person that thought that you was talking to them, and they wanted to talk back.
Welcome to comedy, baby.
No, 6 shows in a row where you would be like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" I'm doing fine. I stopped at the. I'm like, no, that's just. We had one lady that kept on saying,
I don't really care.
Yeah, this one lady, it was her birthday, and she kept on saying, 22 and counting. We get it. You're 22 and it's counting.
Well, those are probably people that still thought it was a church and were the whole time like, when is he going to say God is good so I can say all the time?
Yeah.
no, I ain't.
Can I get an amen?
No. It was one of them quiet churches. I've seen maybe 15 black people through the whole 6 shows.
Oh.
Everybody else was shit kicking. But I had a blast. I love the Looney Bin, and I'll probably be doing the Arkansas one next. So,
where's the Arkansas one?
I think it's in Little Rock.
Little Rock. Arkansas is nice.
I got one more. That one, and I got to do the Oklahoma City one, and then maybe I'll get moved up to feature one day. 10 years later. Man, all the headliners seem to be old as shit. Like, I finally made it. Never would have made it.
Dude, comedy is one of those things where I don't know any other profession where the people are as bitter towards their career more so than comedy. I can't.
While achieving all their dreams.
You know what? And
still bitter about it.
It's not a dream. I'm trying to think. Who did I meet that was just so bitter?
More bitter than you?
Nigga, you know who's more bitter than me?
Who?
James Hanna's more bitter than me.
Yeah.
Look, but you ain't wrote for everybody that he's wrote for.
But you know what? I was stuck. I was at school the other day listening to my 2 improv sets, the 2 sets that got me promised work, and I got nothing. I just throw up in my mouth a little bit each time I hear those sets.
Don't you think you're that I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. Don't you think you're so much better than you are? I mean, seriously. Like, there's been things where people were like, man, you killed it. And then I look at it, I go, I say that joke totally different now. I actually set it up right.
There have been times where I've stuff in the past where people told me I was really funny, and I look back and go, really? You thought that shit was funny? Because the stuff I'm doing now is light years, I think.
Buzz Lightyears.
Yeah. Buzz Lightyear is funnier than the stuff I was doing before. So,
can I ask you guys a question? And I need y'all to be as honest as hell. And I mean, and it's just your opinion. It's not saying there's something against somebody or anything else.
Ask the question.
I'm going to ask the question. Is there somebody that is out there that I'm not talking about just in Dallas. I'm talking about that is established, that people look at as a comedy god, that you just don't feel?
Comedy god.
Can I start off and say,
Sure.
I'm gonna say it, and I might hurt. Somebody might be butthurt because somebody brings that person up a lot. Ralphie May, I'm not a fan.
Why'd you look at me?
Huh?
Why not? I mean, is there a specific reason?
I
or you
just
doesn't
don't.
get
I
it?
mean, on lines of funny and being very witty, I don't think that he is as witty and funny as some of the guys that they do look at, like. Louis C.K. is funny on stage.
Yeah.
The show Louis is not funny as fun. No, not all of them. Like, I did watch one where I was like on the floor cracking up, but there's one that I've been watching. I'm like,
It doesn't seem like he's trying to be these days.
like the last one with the 3 parts where he was the Jay Leno.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
Well, I mean, where he was going to be able to take over the late night show. Yeah.
But does he have total creative control over
Yeah,
it?
he does. Absolutely.
He does?
Yes. He's actually not doing the season 4, so he can concentrate on some other stuff right now.
Okay.
I haven't watched that show in so long. I will say funnier than people.
I mean, it's just your opinion. I mean, we all have different types of comedy.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody who sticks out at the moment. Because I know I talk to you all the time. Is there anybody who I told you? I think.
You think Jerry Seinfeld?
I think Jerry Seinfeld sucks.
That's what I'm saying. I figured that you.
But I don't. But then again, I don't dig his comedy at all. But then again, Bill Cosby.
Oh,
I will say, and we
you gonna get poked. You gonna get stabbed over there. No, because somebody listen. Somebody at this table was like, "Hey, Bill Cosby coming in town." I was like, "Okay." And they was talking about it.
But you know what the thing about it was that I realized is my memory of him as a kid is the last.
Exactly.
It's kind of ingrained in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm expecting the bit about the dentist, and like I'm expecting that kind of Bill Cosby. I'm not expecting ranting with no end in sight.
Now,
Bill Cosby.
Oh man, that's a pain to watch too.
Now let me say this. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I think it's more generational, because there was a time when people like Joe Louis had a real problem with Muhammad Ali because of his attitude and brashness toward white people. Like, because he came up in a time where Joe Louis did when you were bowing down to white people and white people kind of ran the show and you ran around in the show.
Yeah, you're right.
So when he met Muhammad Ali was like, I'm the greatest, and fuck white people, and I'm. He was like,
hey,
hey,
I'm the reason why you here. But once again, Joe Louis them also fought like 3 fights in the night. He's like 115 and 25.
Well, and then we look, and people talk about Muhammad Ali. And I don't know if we had this conversation or not about why Muhammad Ali's the greatest. He's not the greatest because of his boxing achievements, which are fucking great, honestly. But I've heard so many stories about this guy, and I got to tell y'all some stories I know about this dude. When he would come to town for boxing camp, he was kind of like I think Floyd Mayweather does this pretty well too. He goes out into these neighborhoods, and he gets he'll talk to the kids, and he'll let the kids come to the training camp, and you know what I mean. Yeah. It wasn't as flashy, but that whole era of athlete didn't have the money that this era has. Because it wasn't nothing to, the Green Bay Packers, like Bart Starr was the shift manager at a local warehouse at the end of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were, I think, tangible. Like you could really go out and touch them and talk, because then they go to bars, and it wasn't this hero worship thing that we have with our athletes today. So I think it's a whole different mentality and a whole different time. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, so what
Muhammad Ali Muhammad Ali is not the funniest comic to you.
Yeah.
Now he is, nigga.
Current day. I
going
don't.
to hell?
Your setup is hilarious. What's your punchline?
That I can't punch anymore in a straight line.
I'm the great.
I'm ready, making my head hurt.
So who's your best comedian / boxer?
Boy, that Rocky Marciano really. He had a tight 5 minutes. I don't know. Mike Epps. I don't.
I just came around to Mike Epps. Too.
And you came around too late.
Too late. Dude, him. I just got Cat Williams' shit from 10 years ago.
But you know what?
To be honest with you, I just got it. So.
You know what? For the longest time, I kind of understand it now, but I never really kind of understood it. How people would go, Richard Pryor's the greatest comedian that has ever lived, and I guess a distant second might be George Carlin. I never understood how people could reconcile that in their head.
Easy, because
I get it now.
Oh, okay.
But for years, I'm like, oh yeah, the movies are great, but eh.
Well, his whole attitude was kind of refreshing to niggas. If I can just be honest, I mean,
they should have called a special that.
George Carlin or
no. He came along at a time when Hollywood was still that segregated thing, and the black people, and there were few black people getting roles. He was still brash. He was like, niggas suck my dick. I'm doing cocaine and fucking all y'all bitches. So
he was the Muhammad Ali of
comedy. Yeah, I was about to say, he was the Muhammad Ali of comedy.
I think
he was the Joe Johnson of comedy, nigga. This nigga, that's who he was.
I think Lenny Bruce was a bit overrated.
Again, but we're talking about we're talking about their contribution to the arts.
I just really wanted to know your opinion, because there could be somebody like, because like I said, my wife loves Ralphie.
Does she? And she also likes Adam Carolla, who I can't understand.
I like his podcast. I don't like his comedy.
Yeah.
Listen. And his podcast is only funny when Dag is on there. I'm gonna be real.
Yep. Is it?
When Dag is on there, off the chain, because Dag, he's the only one that Adam don't punk on the show.
Yep.
He punks everybody else.
That punks everybody else.
Like you have no idea.
Okay, but try to say something louder than me if I'm.
So I'm going to.
This shit is so boring.
He does that?
Yes. And he calls his assistant, his female assistant, he calls her the other girl's name that used to be there.
Oh, really?
That's hilarious.
And Adam has a drink out, a wine, and they was having him drink it. He's like, this is some good shit. This is a man. I think I'm a little drunk. I mean, just, he makes the show. Every time he's on, Kim tells me about it, and I watch it. But I watched it when Key and Peele was on there. He punked them.
He punked Key and Peele?
I mean, he pretty much, he's
hey.
Let me tell you. Let me finish. That's what he said. I mean, that's why he is. And I hate that.
I watched the old episode of the Cosby Show. Was one of them niggas, the shorter nigga, was he on there?
Yep.
I'm like, nigga, so what was it like working with Bill Cosby? What was it like working with Malcolm Jamal Warner?
I want to know what it was like working with Felicia Rashad.
Really?
I'm a close person.
Okay.
Hey, but on the comic thing, my opinion is everybody likes the comic they like because I think they have a personal connection with them. They can connect with them.
Okay, so who is the one that you think is overrated?
That I think is overrated?
I mean, the one that you don't like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You should have been thinking when.
Well, I should have, but I was really thinking about why I like who I like. Because you dog my boy.
Who?
Ralphie May.
You like Ralphie May?
Oh, I love Ralphie May. Because I connect with Ralphie.
But
really? You're a fat white man from the South?
No, I'm a son.
Oh.
And he did this thing for his dad right before his father died, and I connected to that dude instantly, and I've been a fan ever since.
Okay.
Yeah. I love my parents, and that dude showed that he loved his parents, and I connected with him. And I've been following this.
So who do you not like?
Oh man.
You want us to come back to you?
Yeah.
Oh, Alex Thomas.
I think
Alex Thomas way fucking overrated.
But see, I don't know a lot. See, a lot of comics I
I have to know
know,
his face.
I've seen them in TV
You know who he
or movies. I didn't know they were comedians.
Yeah.
And like, what's his name? Seinfeld? I don't see what his big deal is.
He has a room full of. I mean, he pretty much just.
Well, there's the art form of.
Yeah.
I think he's just his success is attributed to at the time that observational comedy was kind of a big thing. He was the best at it.
And I like
when,
observational
When
comedy.
you know what's the deal with airline food?
Yeah.
He had the best airline food joke.
Well, the thing also what helped him is that most of his jokes became episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
most of his jokes became episodes, and so he could start the show off by starting his bit, and then they go into an act out, which leads me to a thing. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch Mashup. Have y'all had a chance to watch it?
What is Mashup?
Mashup comes on Comedy Central around 11:30 at night, so you might just try to figure out when it comes on again during the day, because I don't watch it that night. But what it is a comic comes on, starts his bit, and then they act it. I mean, then they show it being acted out.
Oh, that's funny.
It is hilarious, dude.
You know what that reminds me of? What's that show with the two with Patrice O'Neal, the toddler show?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was animated.
Yeah. And
They would do cartoons over.
Yeah, exactly. But that's funny.
Yeah,
But this time
it's live action.
What's it, Louis?
No, that's something that's completely
But they do it, and the thing about it is, as they start doing it, they have some other people act it out, and it's hilarious. It's called Mashup. So
Reggie Watts, that's another motherfucker I don't get.
Reggie Watts.
Yep, another. Speaking of Mashup, I know is it his thing or is he on it sometimes?
Who?
You know who Reggie Watts is?
Yeah.
He's a nigga that does the beats.
Remember that song I played you with the guy, Fuck Shit Stack?
How long ago was this?
This is when we drove to Corpus. We did that thing in Corpus. I
The
showed
only
you.
thing I remember at Corpus is people not getting off the stage.
Wow.
But you killed. I remember that.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask you guys that, because I think that this is something that we, that I think that we need to continue to talk about, is like when it comes to comedy, because there's a lot of times you guys bring up comics and I don't know them, because I don't like to look at a lot of comedy shows, because for the simple fact, like, I might come up with an idea and I'm thinking it's brilliant, and then come to find out it was something that came on when I was asleep. And I don't want to be known as a hack. So,
But you can like, there are comics that I wouldn't consider myself a fan of, that I've watched them. I'm like, I've learned a lot. Like I don't know. There was a Rita Rudner special that she hosted a bunch of comics. All these guys are fucking old.
yeah,
But-
you know what?
But I was watching them do this like old school type setup, punchline, tag kind of format, and I'm like, that's like they were just kind of, there's a certain rhythm to it that was like, oh, okay. So like, I feel like even though I'm not a fan of every comic, I'm amazed at how I learn the most from the person I don't think I'm gonna learn a lot that much from.
There's some comics out there that I'm, because of looking at certain stuff now, I'm starting to like. Hannibal Burgess, I'm starting to like him.
Burris, yeah.
Burris.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like him. There's just some guys out there that's like, you really get a chance to come out there and feel them. But let's let's keep going. I really wanted to. I had this. I
think Pug is at the door. So it's not
Okay. There's some things I really next week. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a thing, and we're gonna have, are you smarter than the co-host? Okay. We're gonna have a thing called "Are You Smarter Than the Co-Host?" where I'm gonna basically have some questions for you and Damus, and some of them are gonna be regular smart, and some of them gonna be street smart.
So book smart versus street smart.
It's not just gonna be book.
Oh,
It's gonna be a lot of smartness. Then that's why I wanted to go to this dumbest criminals. I didn't want to. It was hard for me to do it all, but I just want to. some of these guys have done some very stupid things.
That's a weird segue.
No, because
to go from talking about us doing a kind of a game show on how smart we are to dumbest criminals.
Yeah.
It's a weird segue.
Well, okay.
Well, he was thinking about you.
Yeah,
guys.
Thank you, John.
You know.
Well, okay, this guy. Here's a couple of
them.
them. Philip Beach. Philip Beach was accused of trying to steal a boat by jumping into the water and pulling it as he swam. He was arrested on felony theft.
He got 20 feet away from the dock.
There's a picture of him.
Yeah, he looks like it.
So, just so they won't think we just racist. Daniel Selman, police arrested him in Aurora, Illinois. They say they discovered Daniel was growing marijuana when they spotted a large bonfire. He allegedly tried to keep the plants warm. Do you want to see a picture of him?
He was smoking
Yes,
a pride
yes. I would love to see a picture. Oh yeah, some tell me this nigga's like.
Didn't he look a lot like
Paul?
Paul?
He looked like Paulos.
Had you not showed me his
Okay, yeah, that's all.
name and show
The
me
next
his
time I
face?
want y'all to just describe him.
Oh God.
Okay. Raymond Garcia, 45,
This is the funniest one of all.
was arrested after cops saw him fighting a street sign.
Okay, I'm gonna digress and tell you the story. All right, there's a girl that I used to work with, whose sister, and I've heard all these stories, whose sister would get these guys, and she would break up with them, and these guys would lose their goddamn minds. Like this one guy tried to kill himself by driving off a garage, like a parking garage, just driving through it. Just totaled the car and hurt himself. There was another dude who she was with who got so mad at her, he went outside and beat up a tree. There was another guy who pulled a gun on her. Where was I going with these stories? There was a point for me.
Stupid people.
Yeah, pussy's really great. Obviously, I never fucking.
It was the titties.
You ready for another one?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm not gonna describe this person, but I want y'all to describe her. Lakeisha Nicole Brown.
Nicole.
She black.
Very close to Nicole Brown, right? Nicole Brown. Lakeisha Nicole Brown, 24, of Longview, Texas, is accused of running an SUV over 5 people playing dominoes in a carport.
Hey, when you renege on the game, this will mean you fucking renege. Bitch. And black people, when somebody say I'll be right back, don't be here when I get back.
Yeah.
Don't be fucking her, because Lakeisha,
Nicole Brown,
don't give a fuck about
outside of Houston.
Yeah. Okay, Patrick, check this out. April Hill, 22, of Greenville, Indiana, was arrested. What'd you say?
white.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's nobody
you got
but
that.
us in Greenville.
Was arrested on preliminary charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated with a blood alcohol content of 0.15 or higher, and a felony count of disturbing a train bed.
Train bed?
Disrupting a train bed.
What's a train bed?
What's she do?
The train, and they be having like sometimes they have flat, and there'll be nothing on there.
Part of it.
Yeah.
What she do? Pull the wood off or something?
Explain to me what exactly is a preliminary charge?
Well, they didn't want to say that she did it.
No.
Yeah, they're still investigating.
It's still under investigation.
Because there's such a wide rampant use of train bed buggering that it could be anybody.
I'm thinking that those the trains, they have the vehicles on it. Maybe she was trying to steal one. That had to be it.
Maybe, and this is wild.
She
for
puts the hoe in hobo.
but she was driving a car and
Yeah.
I'm confused. How did you get those
I don't
two
even,
charges?
they ain't even go in detail. But she was like ranked number 80. This lady is ranked 87.
How do you?
Her name is Rolanda Washington. No, Rolanda Washington.
Yeah, she black.
33 of Bryant, Texas.
Yep.
Is accused of stabbing her husband because she don't like her husband's Facebook update.
Hey, married people stay the fuck off Facebook.
She maintains that she stabbed him with the keys because she was mad at him for doing PCP in the house.
I told you to go to the porch when you. All right. There's a I heard a story today.
PCP is a hell of a drug.
There was a guy in Michigan that saw a squirrel, had the munchies, thought he was going to cook the squirrel, took a torch to burn the fur off the squirrel, and wound up burning down his apartment complex.
All right.
Was he trying to eat?
Yeah, he was trying to eat the squirrel.
How the fuck did he? You know how fast you got to be to catch a squirrel, nigga? Fuck that shit.
Okay. Strippers. Leslie Ashley Ross, who was also a stripper called Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, okay.
was arrested in February after she allegedly lured a man to his death and shot another man in 2 robberies in Houston.
Lured him to his death?
Look how she looks, dude.
She's kind of...
All right, let's just keep it real. When you in the strip
Neck
club,
down, she probably got it going.
your dick is doing all the thinking. Hey, go get
but lured him like when she has some candy.
Hey, nigga,
She did have some candy.
Look, it's been a lot of times I done been in a goddamn strip club. Hey, my dick, hey, go get another rum and coke. Go get all right, now look, get a Jack and Coke. Hey, go get a lobotomy and then chase that shit with a Jack and Coke.
I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Dude, that
drink.
That lobotomy is
That
shit.
drink. That drink. That's why, I mean, I really wanted to go through, I wanted to get to the women so we can start talking about who won the sexiest woman alive by Esquire magazine. Do you know who this is, Damus?
I know who this bitch is.
Do you think that she is the sexiest woman alive?
Hell no.
Do you think she's the sexiest woman even on TV?
Dude, white people.
No, I'm telling you, dude.
No,
You were saying before we went on there that white hot and black hot are...
two different hots.
Really?
Two different hots.
So who do you think is the hottest woman on TV? Let's just say TV.
TV. Hottest woman on TV. Is internet TV?
No.
No,
Okay.
but we're
TV is
getting
TV.
TV is TV. Hottest woman on TV.
Anybody else got any ideas?
Hottest woman on
That girl, that Spanish girl.
Sophia?
Yeah.
No.
From
Vergara. Sophia
Yeah.
Vergara. Yeah.
Okay, I heard that name brought today, but I don't know who she is. But
she's the one from Modern Family, the Hispanic or the Latin chick.
She was hotter when she was
Married
hot.
to the old dude from the TV show in the 80s.
She was hotter when she was younger.
I'm gonna say this: we all
like-
have different types of level of people saying that people are cute. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of the people that Patrick has said is cute.
Aren't...
Damus.
I never said Damus was cute.
I'm trying to think. Who do I think is
John.
Anybody on the game?
Anybody on the game?
Because look. I like my coffee like I like my women.
What?
Black and bitter.
Rachel's not bitter.
Wah, wah, wah. You never heard that shit?
Yeah.
I heard that shit on Good Times, nigga. I'm bringing
Okay.
it
I did these next 2 articles for you, Damus.
Okay, thank you.
Don't turn it. Don't turn it. Don't turn it.
I'm curious how they rate sexy.
Okay. Don't turn it. Don't turn it. Don't turn it.
All right.
I want you guys to name one porn star who went mainstream.
Ron Jeremy.
Tracy Lords.
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, very good. Tracy Lords, what did she go mainstream on?
She was on that show with the guy with Jared. What was that show? It's a show from like 10 years ago. She was on the show.
Yep. She was actually out of 10. I mean, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9, she was number 5, and Ron Jeremy was number 4.
He's mainstream?
He pops up in movies from time to time.
Jessie Jane was number 2.
Yeah.
And Ginger Lynn won.
Hold on,
number
no,
1.
no. Jesse Jane?
Yeah. She pops up in TV shows, movies.
Is that the
She's-
bitch that was the tattoo chick?
No. That's Kat Von D,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
who never did
So
porn that I
top
know
10.
of.
Don't hold on. I got one more thing for you. I want you to name. Okay, and you got to name this. This ain't. I know we watch a lot of porn that ain't mainstream porn.
Oh, it's going to be hard as shit.
I know it's gonna be hard. I want you to name the most popular porn chick. She won all the awards at the last porn awards.
The white chick, Jessica,
Really?
the white chick, what's her name? Jessica, is it Jessica Jane? Who's the
Jessie Jane. You talking about Jessie Jane?
Yeah.
She is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 12.
Because there's a chick who's, I'm trying to think of the chick that's really popular. I can't
What
think.
about you, Pat?
Not a clue.
You don't watch porn?
Well, he doesn't. He's a
I don't watch.
not as
like,
a fan. He
not
used it as a tool.
I don't like. I don't know their names.
What
I
about
don't-
you, John? Who you think?
I have no idea.
Have you guys ever heard of Joanna Angel?
No.
If you've seen the pictures, they stopped getting hot probably at Tory Black to me.
Dude, I ain't never heard of none of these people.
No.
But
Jesse Jane.
I don't know.
Oh, Jenna Hayes. I've heard of Jenna Hayes.
Okay.
But that's it. I never heard of these other people.
Yeah, I don't know names.
Okay.
I watch porn. I kind of do what I call the James Bond experience when I watch porn. I'm drunk. I'm in a tuxedo. I don't really care what your name is. You're a random redhead. I just want to. Never mind.
Okay, this list can't be because I think Jesse Jane's the most successful porn star ever.
Yeah.
No, they're talking about this is of 2012.
All right, now let's go back up to this. Okay, Jenna Jameson. That's the chick I'm trying to think of. Okay,
Jenna
that's the chick.
Jameson.
And I'm gonna tell you, they're in order
what you gotta
by
pick.
Sasha Grey being number 9 and Ginger Lynn being number 1.
Okay,
so Ginger, Jesse.
Let me
Nia.
say I have heard of all of these people on this list.
The mainstream one,
yeah, except for Mary Carey. I never heard of her, but I've heard of everybody
Mary
else.
Carey. She tries to look like Mariah Carey.
I've never heard of her.
One of them used to host
I looked her up.
one of them used to host a late night show for HBO.
Oh, that's Katie Moore.
I thought that was-
No,
Was it Jenna
not that one.
Jameson?
Like it was an actual.
Jenna Jameson is very
It
popular.
was an actual like.
But most of these
I think
chicks own their own
it was
show
It
though.
was the
I
Playboy
mean,
channel.
own their own stuff. They like to own their own rights. I wanted to talk about the highest paid jobs because we're going to go into a little bit of politics. We're going to go into a little bit of politics. As you can see, this is the top 15 jobs, highest paying jobs in America. Number 15 is a pharmacist.
Yep, I can, and they actually make more than that coming out.
Hands up.
Well, it's average. That's average salary. I mean, that could be.
I'll tap myself.
Okay.
$49.
Air traffic controller. You don't have to go to
Traffic
school to do that.
Seriously?
I mean, you don't have to get a degree. You have to just get a certificate.
To show up for work every day?
Sales manager
You got to have good vision.
is number 13. Airline pilot, co-pilots, and flight engineers.
All three of them together make this much money?
No, they averaged them out together. Financial manager, finance manager, industrial organizational psychologists.
Don't know what the fuck that is.
If I come in and shoot this place up, the person that comes and talks to the other people that made it.
Okay, cool.
Computer and information system manager.
Diana should do that because that's a lot of money, and she likes the people getting shot. So
Okay. Computer. Marketing managers.
What the fuck is a marketing manager, honestly?
people who
We have some for this
people
show.
who get marketing manager.
People who
It's
get-
somebody who get paid a lot of money to tell you to have a Facebook page
or just bring viewers or customers to your business, stuff like that.
through a Facebook page.
Marketing manager. Then natural. This is what cracks me up. That this is all the way down to 7, and they probably do a lot of schooling. Natural science managers. I actually cut out what they actually do. Architectural engineers are number 6. Lawyers are number 5.
That's it?
Petroleum engineers are really high now.
Holy shit.
Chief, might as well just say CEOs, chief executive
Really?
officers.
No, nigga, I think that's...
You don't? You think they make?
I think that's a little low.
It's a lot.
Well, you got to
more.
understand. No, but you got to think about it. They're talking about CEOs of big companies, and we got little shitty ass companies too.
So we talking about the nigga, the CEOs of
Yeah.
DTP Records
yeah,
in Oak Cliff.
they have to add them.
Hey,
Number 2 is orthodontists and dentists.
I don't believe that shit. When last time you went to the dentist?
About 3 months ago.
Prior to that,
Yeah.
I go about every 6 months.
suck my dick.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to the dentist?
Oh,
It's been a
shit.
minute.
You?
About 3, 4, 5 months ago.
And I ain't went in years. I think that's inflated and bullshit.
No, I know dentists that make a ton of money.
Okay,
they-
and
they play-
the
they
number
play-
1 is doctors and surgeons.
And I would tell you that's kind of really weird because you go to school for 12 years to make this kind of money, when pharmacists go to school for 6 years and make with not even a tenth of the money you have to pay back. Like to become a medical doctor 5 years ago or even 10 years ago was $1 million.
But you got to understand, when they're saying doctors and surgeons, that could be chiropractors too.
They're not considered doctors though. Chiropractors aren't.
They have a doctor. They say that their name is doctor.
Really?
Yeah, that's what people always make fun of. Medical doctor is the difference between doctors and medical doctors.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's all quacks. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have Pug's gonna come into the building,
Excited about that.
and then we're gonna talk a little politics, a little things like that. So let's take a quick break, about 30 seconds to a minute, and when we come back, John Puggs will be in the building.
Let it ride. Let it shift.
That bitch has got a thyroid issue, nigga. Bitch has got Graves' disease.
I see you. I see you.
Snap, crackle, pop, the earth shifts. Hand to stop, realize the earth split. You not on top, nothing is as you once thought. Find yourself a third space where it is, and it's not. Find yourself scared of what you always fight. Overwhelmed by the stories you were always taught. Paralyzed by the tears you never caught. You see life force is owned by some percent. Don't even know, but I'm upset. Can't feel my heart, something's offset. Be good in time, before there's nothing left. Step 1, come into consciousness, no sun. Step 2, understand how things are new. Nothing ever worth doing was understood. Nothing worth feeling was ever deemed good. Everything I do is nothing they said I should. Everything I am is nothing they said I could. And here I am still living misunderstood. Dear God, who is me?
Which is why I didn't do it. Which is why I never did it.
It was one of them things like,
There were a couple people
it was one of the things I was getting out of. It was like,
Streets written, look at the hood, tears hidden, where you once stood, and everything lasts forever, nothing ever stops. Illusions of the mind, dictating crops, chemical in those, control thoughts before it stops. Bodies get lost.
I know that, I think wasn't Richard Hunter one of the...
Let it ride, let it shift. What's the high without the hit? And I'm born, endowed with the power of life through human form. I'm charged with the task of making sure my sisters and brothers are warned that there must be room for new life, new forms of existence and new heights. Consider the breaking of the seed and its desire to be ripe in order to start all over again. In order to start all over again. Let it shift. What's the high?
Oh, did we already say and we're back?
Yeah, that's
what, man. We got the best producer in the world, and we are here with John Puggs. Do you just like to be called Puggs?
Yeah, Pugs. My mom and my ex-wives call me. That's it.
hold on. Ex-wives?
Ex-wives, yeah.
Dude, I have been a fan, and I wasn't gonna say anything while you were here.
Mm-hmm.
Big, I was a huge fan. Pugs and Kelly.
Yep.
I was a huge fan. So let's jump right into it. No bullshit. Pugs, when he was younger, he didn't even say this shit. This is how big of a fan I am. Saw a UFO in the car with his mom. Nobody knows this shit because I'm a fan.
Yeah. No, look, hey, believe what you want to believe. I don't know what the hell it was. A UFO is an unidentified. I'm not saying it's outer
You wouldn't say
space.
yep, exactly.
I don't know what the hell it was. But, man, my mom, me, my grandma, and my aunt saw some fucked up thing on the way to our family cottage in Michigan one summer evening in the middle of the night.
I don't know. It wasn't just him. He said it was like the
entire expressway
yes,
pulled over.
People. And
Every
he said
car.
it was a
But
massive
let-
fucking...
I don't want to paint the wrong picture here. It was in rural Indiana between Illinois and Michigan. So right along, like through South Bend, right along the Lake Michigan. Now, it was like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning. So when I say everybody pulled over, I think that hyperbole was
Like it was 12 cars.
Yeah.
I must have sensed that people were doubting me, and I had to make it sound better. But there were all the other cars in both directions, because I remember sitting I was in the back seat, and I was sleeping, and then I woke up, and I saw we were pulled over, and my grandma said, "Go back to bed." And that's all I remember. I went back to bed, but my mom wasn't in the car, my aunt wasn't in the car, and I remember looking around and we weren't moving, and there were headlights, shining in because the car had pulled in behind us. And I went back to sleep. And I woke up a couple hours later, and these parents, all right, you gotta understand, I'm like 5, 6 years old. All right?
The word that looked like you like
Oh, you want me to
a P.
describe it?
No. The word you were about to say looked like it didn't begin with the P.
You can say it. It's
These fucking adults.
yeah, exactly.
You know what they did? I mean, they had absolutely, I guess, it was 1978 or something, so parents probably weren't as clued in. But they did not take into account that I was 5 or 6 years old. All they were like, we saw aliens. I was freaked out for like the next week. We're supposed to be on our summer vacation.
So that you wouldn't be able to sleep. You're like,
I know. And I still bring that shit up to him. I'm like, what were you doing? What were you thinking? I was 5 years old. They're like, oh, it was just so spectacular. But I will tell you, man, my grandmother said the rosary every single day of her life. She went to church every Sunday. She was as hardcore an old country Irish Catholic you could imagine. And to her death, she promised me that story was real. I don't know what the hell everybody saw. I did not see it. Now, I don't know. I've told the story a couple of times. You might have heard a version where I said I did. But,
look, don't be trying to back out of this. Let me tell you something. There's two things that happen.
He's leaving out the second part of it. You're talking about the abduction theory, right?
No, I never heard about a fucking abduction.
Oh, well.
He's like, I didn't see nothing. But I was abducted 10 years later.
By the way, these stories, my entire family throughout the years on the radio have called in and backed this up and said, yeah, we're embarrassed. We don't really tell many relatives. But he goes on the radio and tells everybody. So the abduction theory is, and this is the God's honest truth too, and I will look each and every one of you in the eyes and I will tell you I'm my son, that this happens. And anyone who knows me knows I love my son more than anything. I have had, and maybe it was from the trauma of how badly they scared me with those fucked up stories about, oh, you missed it, you're in the backseat sleeping. But I don't know, once a year or so since then, I have had the exact same recurring dream where I am abducted from my sleep and taken aboard an alien spaceship. I have both of my ex-wives.
Look how he's looking at you.
I will never sleep in the back of a car ever again.
Well, that's the weird. Okay. So both of my ex-wives will even tell you that, yeah, I mean, he would wake me up in the middle. Oh, you want to scare the shit out of an ex-wife? Maybe this is why they're exes. I would like wake him up. Hey, baby, they came again. Stop it! Why do you do this? Now I can't go back to sleep. No, but I mean that has been a weird thing, and you can probably explain
it. Like once a year, or
it's not on any particular timetable. But I would just, for the sake of conversation, I would say once a year. Once I don't know. Honestly, I haven't. I moved to a new place in the Park Cities about 2 years ago, and I've not had the dream there. So
well, you're gonna have it tonight.
Yeah, tonight it'll happen.
Oh, they will come back for you.
And then there's this, the last part of that, and I'm sorry, I'll throw the show back to you. There was a guy named Whitley Strieber. Any of you guys ever heard of him? Whitney Strieber? All right. He wrote the book Communion, Abduction. They made movies of it. Christopher Walken played him in one of the movies. But he's like the world's foremost expert on abduction and abduction theory and all this stuff. And a long time ago when I was working in Chicago on morning radio, we had him in. He was pushing some book that he had written. And we did my whole abduction story. And this guy, it's like everything that I said, and I don't know if he's, because he could be a con man, but everything I say, he says, yes, that is exactly what happens. Yes, that is exactly. So even this guy, this like supposed expert in this fucked up field or whatever it is, he says that my story checks out. So that's all I got.
That's awesome, man.
That's
wow.
wow.
I just want you to know that you probably have, every Caucasian probably has an abduction story, and we have drive-by stories. Straight out. I got shot once, just once.
Once I was abducted to go on a drive-by. And sleeping in the back of a car, that's what happens.
I want you to know I moved to Dallas about 6 or 7 years ago, and my wife, we got somebody calling in, see? My wife loves you to death, loves you guys when you guys are on the radio, and they was like, you need to call in. They're always having people call in and everything, and I just was like, You ready? Yeah, we go ahead.
You should have called in.
I should have.
That's how
Starr Struck, you're on the air. Who am I speaking to?
Okay.
It's the aliens.
Hello?
Our callers are timid.
Yeah. Well, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Okay.
Look, I'll do that thing we do it. I can't hear you. Can you hang up and call back?
There you go.
Yeah, see,
You
that
did
works.
it. All right. So like I said, we used to drive to I dropped them off at work and then go on to Arlington. But every day, my sister-in-law and my wife would listen to you guys faithfully, and they're like, they're hilarious. They have comics on there all the time, and blah blah blah.
I was a big.
Thank you.
This is how big of a fan I was.
Oh wait. Do I have to thank you for that? Was it a compliment, or were you just saying other people listen? You were just stuck in a
You
car.
say thank you. I enjoyed it. I did.
Because I started listening, and this is before you came on. There was was Kelly? Kelly was there before you were there, right?
Nope. Kelly and I started together in Chicago.
It was Sybil. Sybil must have been there before.
Nope. We picked
You're
Sybil
a
called.
fan.
Sybil
You're
called
a
in.
fan.
Okay, fuck that. Let me
We
tell my
found
story,
Sybil on the
please,
phone.
John.
Wait, you guys know that? We found Sybil on the phone lines.
Seriously?
She was She called every night.
And she's
We were on the
employed,
line.
so she owes you to this day. She's
Okay.
still on
Oh
105.3.
hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was some girl there because there was a 2-man show.
Hold
Bob
on just a
and
second. Caller, if you can call back now. We got the phone
was-
fixed. Go ahead.
Ron
Bill-
and Don.
who?
Ron and Don.
There we go. Ron and Don were there, and then who was the girl that was on Ron and Don?
Katie
Katie.
Darrell.
Okay, then she in there anymore.
The
Then she-
lovely Katie Darrell.
But I started listening because of them, and then you guys took their place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I kept listening. I listen to this day because of that. I'm fucking lazy and I'm loyal, so it kind of works.
So you're listening to Elf now?
Who?
Elf, you've never
Hey,
changed the dial position?
Listen,
He can't. His stereo's
not
broke.
not the biggest Slater fan, but everybody else I dig. I love Gavin. I love everybody over there except for
Yeah, I like Gavin a lot.
Yeah,
I
Gavin's
I
the
love
truth.
Rage. I think Rage is really good.
Dude, Grego's is the weirdest. How is he successful?
Grego's-
How the fuck is this old dude
Dude,
successful?
some
He
people
is.
you can't explain. Some people on TV,
That's
some
why.
people on radio.
Because there ain't nobody else like him anywhere. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why.
Did you hear about the shit that happened yesterday with that guy from the Baltimore Times or whatever?
No.
Okay, you know the whole Tony Romo hung up they have a weekly conference call whenever the opposing team's coming in or we're going there. Tony Romo was on with the Baltimore Sun or Baltimore Who Gives a Shit, and then the call was interrupted and they were like, we were so hard on Tony Romo, he hung up the phone, and then the reporter started tweeting that we got Tony Romo so flustered he hung up the phone. So then Rage had Rage had this reporter call in, and Grego kind of ate his ass a little bit. But if you know nothing about it, it's not up for conversation.
It sounds
I hadn't
intriguing.
heard that. Yeah.
So tell us about yourself. Are you a Bears fan?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the classic,
It's a classic.
Gail Sayers, baby.
Sayers to the comment.
I'm a Detroit Lion fan.
Hey, look, just had this argument the other day over. I got the 3 best running backs in the history of the game of football are Gale Sayers, Walter Payton, and Barry Sanders, and you could really put them in anywhere you want.
Yeah. We're in Dallas, so people think.
What about that? What about that fella that owns the rushing record?
Well,
How about
yeah.
him?
Oh,
You
well,
mean-
I mean, I could have ran through those holes. Can
Thank
I be
you.
real?
I was gonna say those were Super Bowl teams, and like his line, they're all either dead or in the Hall of
Hey,
Fame.
what happened when he went to Buffalo? Couldn't get through those
No,
holes.
look, hey,
Who went to Buffalo?
Emmett,
Arizona.
It
He
was
went to
Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
Arizona Buffalo.
Hey, Emmett is a stud. No, nobody can take that away from him.
He's
Emmett was
in the
65.
top 5.
He was 65 when he went to
He was
Arizona.
65.
Yeah.
Emmett's top 5.
Top 5.
Emmett's somewhere with Jim Brown and OJ.
how the
That's why I
fuck
said
you-
you got to put OJ in front of him because he'll kill you.
First of all right. I respected you. I thought you were a man. I thought you were a man of common sense. I'm a Gale Sayers fan. Not huge, because
Because you're not that old.
well,
This is a tribute to my father more than anything else.
he
I'm a
played
Walter
4
Payton
years.
man.
How many years did he play?
He played 47
6
years.
years, 7,500 yards.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's the Barry Sanders of his time,
Yeah.
Mister. If I could just get back to the fucking line of scrimmage, I'd probably have 12,000 yards.
If they knew how to fix an ACL back in 1974, we wouldn't be having
Had this conversation. Well, because I think he was the first premier punt return and kick returner at the time.
Yeah.
Plus
Did
running back.
everything.
So he was.
He should have been abducted by aliens.
We would know more about
He
him.
might have been an alien. He was that good.
Sore butt, but a great ACL.
So I follow you on Facebook a lot, and
That's my new stomping ground.
Yeah.
Your new stuff.
So you have a whole bunch of people following you. What is your take, on what's going on with politics right now?
Politics?
Yes, politics.
Well,
Are you? I don't want to say.
I think that if you do not have one side or the other squarely, if you're not squarely behind one side or the other, you're a fucking moron. Can we say that? I mean, how can people still be undecided on this?
Yeah.
How can people still be wondering, I don't know, Barack Obama or America? These guys are so completely opposite. They represent two completely opposite ideologies. You are just a moron if you don't know which one you're a part of.
What do you think about low information voters?
There's too many of them. Yeah, there's way too many of them. That's the problem.
There's a lot of people that just vote and just.
Okay, all right. First of all, I represent everything that you fucking hate. I'm a low information voter.
Okay. Well,
and I don't really give a shit as long as the black guy's running. Let me just be honest with you.
I to tell you the truth, I would vote if it was Hillary and wasn't. To tell you the truth, right now, honestly, everybody has some issues, but the one with the least issues to me right now is Obama.
well, all right. Let me tell you how easy this is.
Go ahead.
Mitt Romney is the worst person on the face of the earth.
Wow, okay, that makes it easy.
There you go. How's that? That's how I feel about Mitt Romney.
Why do you feel that way?
Because there is something about a guy who was born into power and wealth, who then makes more power and wealth for himself by stomping on the necks of the middle class, which is what he did in his business career at Bain Capital, by putting people out of work and you know, shipping jobs overseas and all of this crap. Then has that look. You know, he's a good-looking man. You're gonna have all that, and you're gonna be. I mean, now he's a 65-year-old man. But when he was like 25 and 30, he was like fucking Tom Cruise. This guy, and he had all of that money, and he had all of that power, he had all of that privilege, and all of that advantage. And what did he do? He used it to stomp down on the working man. Then he decides he's gonna move out east. He's gonna move to Boston. And he understands he wants power because, you know, he gave up his power seat in Utah back with all the morons. So Mormons, excuse me. That's a whole other argument. So he moves out to Boston, and he looks at the lay of the land, and he sees that he's running against a Kennedy, and the Kennedy's going to just stomp on him. So what does he do? He completely changes everything about himself. Now he's pro-choice. Now he's anti-death penalty. Now he's pro-working man. Now he's pro-union. All of this shit, right? Mm-hmm. So then Kennedy stomps him because Kennedy points out that, hey, 6 months ago, this guy didn't believe any of this shit. And now so he loses there, comes back, sort of tweaks himself in the image of what a Republican could be in Massachusetts, a very liberal state. And he's a very soft Republican, and he becomes governor, and he does all of these things, including giving his state health care, which at the time was called Romney Care,
yes,
which he loved and touted as his biggest achievement as governor of the state of Massachusetts. Well, you know, it's the exact same thing that we have now called Obamacare.
Yes.
And this guy who invented it is trying to say that it's the worst thing that has ever. That's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this fucking guy. And his wife has Olympic show horses. Is there anything to like about that?
Rumor has it the Romneys were involved in making sure Delta House were in double secret probation.
Yes, exactly. Hey, they're Niedermeyers.
I want him to talk to bring that up. Go ahead.
Hold on. What the fuck are y'all talking? Who the fuck is Delta House?
You never saw Animal
You never say what?
You never saw Animal House?
You've never seen Animal House?
You were old. You're old enough to go to the opening.
Okay.
All right.
Well, listen.
You were in Animal House, right? You saw the movie.
He said you were in Animal House. Patrick looked up this camp that we definitely have to talk about. But listen, I want you to hear this 10-second this 10-second bite of Mitt Romney. Hold on, let me turn me off.
Oh, and I should also say that I'm not a black guy, but I'm from the south side of Chicago. So.
Notice that he had to give a disclaimer that he was not a black guy.
Well,
okay.
As to why
Listen
you
to this.
said you vote for the black guy.
That's when he was young.
That's
10
Romney.
seconds.
All right. Okay.
See, that's the guy.
No. Okay. First of all, Pugs, you tried stand up. I've seen you at the fucking Improv.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start doing it again.
He was trying to be funny. Come on, don't shit on this man because at the time he was trying to be funny.
You sure?
I'm pretty positive.
No. He was standing up there with a whole bunch of his other rich friends, and this is right before he started really getting into politics.
Yeah, I will say that you're right. He is right. He was trying to be funny, but it's the context. It was in that like sort of skull and bone secret society kind of way, which is. People say that, no comedy can offend me. There is certain kinds of comedy that can offend me. Yes. Shit like that.
Yeah. Wiping his ass with $100 bill.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pat.
This is fantastic.
You got to be kind of.
All right, I got it. There is a organization called Constitutional Champions that has a camp that you can buy a kit and you can hold this camp in your town. Their whole premise is that in 2010, among tested school children, only 25% of American kids were proficient in U.S. history. And that teachers had complained about, we're spending so much time on state math and science testing preparation that we don't get to teach history. So a nonprofit organization whose largest contributor is Glenn Beck, and the Tea Party put together what's called Patriot Camp. So
this will be fun.
It's 3.5 hours. Here's a picture of them reenacting the Tea Party.
Okay. Yeah.
So here's I
love the sandwich.
It's 5 days. It's 2.5 hours. Their target age is 7 to 10-year-olds. Here is how they cover some of the issues. This is their curriculum from their website. This is how they teach balance of power between branches of government. Rock, paper, scissors game as an illustration of checks and balances.
Yes!
No branch is more powerful than another, but at time must use its power to balance other branches and become powerful.
Oh, man. Is it fucked up that I kind of get that?
Yeah.
I kind of get what they're going for.
Republic versus democracy. Hold a vote for national sandwich. Grilled cheese versus peanut butter and jelly. Have kids raise their hand for their favorite sandwich and tally the vote. Announce the winner. Explain that without a representative form of government, the majority always wins, and the wishes of the minority are never represented.
They don't care if you're allergic to peanut butter.
This is by far
the sugar-coated welfare lesson.
All right, this is by far my favorite part of their curriculum. Redistribution of wealth. Divide the group in half. One half earns Tootsie Rolls by doing 25 jumping jacks. The other half is not required to do jumping jacks, can relax or do whatever they want. The teacher suggests that it's not fair that one group has no Tootsie Rolls.
That's hilarious to me.
Then instructs the jumping jack group to give half of their Tootsie Rolls to the other group to even things up.
Half the Tootsie Rolls?
Yeah, kids immediately understand that principles behind redistribution of wealth are not fair. Emphasize that America guarantees equal opportunity, not equal results. Emphasize that it is our own individual responsibility to be charitable, not the government's job to redistribute wealth or take money from our children. And then other games they play.
Wait, hold on. Let me tell you what's wrong with that. They're making an assumption that anyone who receives aid of any kind is just a slacker layabout.
Yeah, because they told them they could just lay down and do anything.
Exactly. That's a pretty big assumption to make. I mean, the fact of the matter, that's the problem that I have with the neoconservatives of today, is that there is just an utter lack of compassion for anyone. And it's because they're all rich. And it's because they've all never had like an aunt who got evicted who needed to crash on your couch or shit like that. They have no compassion or understanding for what regular people go through, and they
that 47%. They look at that 47% like it's just everybody that just said, I don't want to work.
Yeah, and it's been proven that 47%, about 30% of that 47% were wounded military and old people.
Yes, exactly.
those lazy layabouts.
Can't believe you.
Military guys who receive all kinds of aid because they got an arm blown off, and grandma. That's who they're putting in that group.
Can't get Tootsie Rolls if you don't have hands. So this is probably one of the best paragraphs in this whole thing. The Becks gave Glenn Beck and his wife gave a generous donation, according to Yvonne Donnelly, Beck's ex-sister-in-law and founder of Constitutional Champions, the umbrella nonprofit that propelled the mom's Patriot Camp idea nationwide. Donnelly was in the studio that day too, nodding as Glenn Beck described his contribution. Soon after the episode aired, Beck was criticized for a remark he made on air about a massacre in Norway when a right-wing terrorist killed 69 people at a camp for leftist teens. Quote, "It sounds a little like, the Hitler Youth or whatever. Who does a camp for kids that's all about politics? Very disturbing."
It all goes back to,
and there's disclaimers all over this site that, hey, we're just trying to teach kids American history and how this country was founded. If your personal politics seep into it, that's not our problem.
Let me ask you guys something.
Look at there is a cemetery in the background of this picture as they're throwing this out of the boat.
Hey,
Yeah.
what kind of tea you think that's chamomile or chai?
Earl Grey.
Tea you think these motherfuckers?
And then they have a Meet the Founders Day where people dress up as founders, and I'm Thomas Jefferson.
I fuck my slaves. Any of that? No?
Here's what's disturbing about all this to me. The overriding premise of this, the jumping off point, is that our kids aren't learning enough. Yes, that's why they're doing this.
Yeah.
So we're going to supplement the fact that our kids are lacking in education, and we're going to give them something that we've created. A private group has now created the re-education of our youth because we're failing them as a public. Why are we failing them as a public? Because conservatives are cutting everything out of the budget. That's why. So I mean, it's like this is all like some master plan by them. We'll starve out the schools, forcing them to go get supplemental education from privatized curriculums, and we will draft those privatized curriculums and brainwash the kids without having to pay the schools. I mean, it's fucking evil genius.
His story. Hey, call in 214-741-9111 if you want to win 2 free tickets to either Paranormal Activity or Fun Size. And plus you get to talk to
Paranormal Activity. That shit is...
Four.
They have another...
You can
oh
call
my
in,
God.
And you can talk to Pugs, ask him a question.
Friday the 13th franchise. Fuck Paranormal Activity.
I'm actually going to
my
watch this one
God.
because the third one was shit.
About that little boy, little creepy ass kid.
Hey,
not watching that shit.
I'm just going to ride in the back seat with Pugs.
What's that? Wait, what's
Big
that new
shit
one?
happens.
What's that new one that's coming out?
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, those are
No,
great.
it's
I
another one.
love
Yeah.
the Paranormal Activity.
I do too. We actually did a spoof on it.
Yes, we did.
There's one that's coming out. It might be out now or it comes out tomorrow, and they're saying it's the scariest film ever made. And I'm telling you, it looks freaky as hell.
Yeah, they had it.
Is it called My Wife, Mr. Period?
I don't know what it's called.
They said they had it at Sundance, and they had to have EMTs sit outside.
Oh my fucking God.
It's not Paranormal Activity 4. It's the other one.
No,
There's
no,
just
it's
two
a
other
different
ones
one.
It's not Carrie Elways. It's the other guy who I always think is Carrie Elways. He was married to.
I don't know. If my wife is listening,
Is
text
that the one where the guy gets in the image of the picture
Yes.
and takes over
Yes.
kids? That's supposed to be really scary, huh?
Yeah, it's if he sees. Here's the premise of the
If you
movie.
see
There's like
him.
this. If you see something in your backyard, if this guy sees you, then you're
Yeah.
next to
Oh,
die.
you're
And
next
it's
to
it's
die.
like. "Ugh," and he's like looking out his window while he's doing the dishes, and all of a sudden in the bushes, you just see this guy. And it's like,
Ain't that a bitch?
oh,
Thank
Oh,
you. You're on
God.
Starstruck. Hello?
Hello?
I could kind of hear you, but I kind of can't.
Hello? Are you there, caller?
Hold on just 1 second. Hopefully we can get Jedi in here to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Caller disconnected themselves.
So anyway, yeah, I don't know what it's called. And it's
I don't know what it's called.
it's who was the guy in Training Day with Denzel?
the one that played the other cop, right?
Yeah,
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke. That's who it is. It's Ethan Hawke.
Good call.
Thank you, sir.
I throw the lobs because I heard you say it. He's like, dunk that shit, son. Yeah, but last movie I think me this weekend, me and my wife went to go see what movie was she just dying to go see? And I forgot what the name of it. We went to Studio Movie Grill. It was pretty good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Whatever that what is it called? Movie 43?
Something 43.
No. Well, it's supposed to be the new offensive movie of the year.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's in it. Terrence Howard, Halle Berry.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Russell
Yeah. I know what you're
Bruce
talking
Willis.
Yeah, everybody's in it.
Really, I was just kidding. I was just he's
Start throwing names out there.
if you've got a movie with more than 5 stars, Bruce Willis is one of them.
about. Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, he's got to be in everything.
Oh God.
Is that the one with Tyler Perry's in?
No.
No.
It's one of the offensive movies. Like there's this one scene with Terrence Howard and he's coaching.
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. I
Okay.
can't think of the name of the movie though.
It's called
I wanna
Movie
see-
43.
I wanna
It's
see
called-
Looper.
It's like gangster, bloody, gory kind of stuff. Not monster spooky.
No. This is a funny
They're like assassins.
Terrence Howard. No, that's Seven Psychopaths, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That's got Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah.
Dang, he's in Looper too.
Terrence Howard is like he is one thing. He's a coach. He's talking to the basketball team, and they're like this team is full of white people. He goes, Coach, you mean because they're white that we can beat them? They're like, you're fucking black. Yes, God did His part.
And it's called what? 43.
Movie 43.
Movie 40.
And then,
I'm
Man,
looking
I don't
it
know
up.
what that is.
and then he goes. The Lord gave y'all 18-inch dicks. Dribble the ball with them motherfuckers. Y'all can beat these white boys.
And it's called Movie 43.
That's what.
Yeah, so it is.
Is it okay?
You're right. Director is Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks?
Really?
Who is she, Pugs? You look like you
She's
knew her.
Elizabeth. Yeah, she's a blonde, hot actress.
Oh.
She was in.
Obviously, very funny because this movie's very funny looking.
Stars Emma Stone, Stephen Merchant, Richard Gere.
Oh, this is a comedy.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is a
Kate
big
Winslet,
comedy.
Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry.
It's totally offensive.
Someone's getting naked. Halle Berry's in it.
No, she's not getting naked. She's
Gerard
just-
Butler's in it.
yeah, yeah.
Is this another one of them Valentines where there's like 50 million stars and you can't follow them?
Maybe it's kind of like what was that movie that was supposed to be really offensive, but nobody thought was
Is this,
funny or
is this
offensive?
supposed to be like a spoof on a bunch of different movies, though?
I don't know if it's a spoof. No, it's not a spoof of
okay,
anything.
okay.
It's just got. I guess it's chopped up into different. I don't know how they're gonna make this shit work.
Different storylines.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know. I just saw the thing. Hey, why don't you motherfuckers go home and Google this shit? And we'll talk about it next week.
Sinister is supposed to be a good
you
movie.
guys got a radio show. You need a white little nerdy kid on a computer that's supposed to be like banging away getting all this information.
Well.
They were all taken.
Affirmative action really wasn't good to us.
I'm left over. That all the good ones were taken.
That's mine was Paco. You guys know Paco?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Paco.
Comedian?
Yeah, we know Paco.
That's he used to do that for us.
Grave Encounters 2 is coming out. Taken 2, that's what I went and seen this weekend.
Taken. I heard it was a
Liam
really good
Neeson.
movie.
Yeah.
It was very good.
He's another guy that's in every other movie now.
I've got a very short story. What are you going to do? Do what I do best.
Do you know what he's supposed to have? A huge crank.
That's
A
what they said.
Legendary Hollywood crank, that guy.
They said it on Ellen.
That didn't make the
Here's-
Inside the Actor Studio interview, did it?
No, I don't think it did.
Here's what I know about dick. Pussy's only 4 inches deep.
Look,
and
but
I ain't
you
wasted-
ask you Darvish, he's still not hitting the bottom.
He has a huge Hollywood crank. Their Hollywood crank and normal crank is.
You know, you can only live in one room, but I still want a mansion.
No,
Yeah?
dude. No, and I understand what you're saying.
Hey, I'm Irish Catholic, dude. You're talking about. I've got the curse. So.
What you got to do?
I don't have a dog in this fight.
Punch the shit out of him when you're having sex with him. She will feel it.
But you are a local celebrity at.
Former. Let's say former.
No. They still know who you are.
Okay, what are you doing now? As a matter of fact, are you doing that AM thing still?
No, new media podcasting. I do shows from time to time right here in this very studio.
Seriously?
But I seen you to put a card on Facebook. What is that all
Yeah,
about?
I am National Director of Communications for the Armed Forces Support Foundation, which is a charity, a 501 tax-free charity. We solicit donations. And basically what we do is we help soldiers who are returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. I almost said Iran. Well, that's next year. Next year we'll be helping the ones coming back from Iran. Basically reassimilate. We help them get jobs. We try and put pressure on corporations to hire soldiers first. I mean, it's tough out there for everybody, but we maintain the argument that everybody wasn't over there slinging bullets for the last 4 years, okay? If there are any jobs, let's say thank you to these guys and go ahead and take care of your families and all that stuff. So that's what we do. It's the Armed Forces Support Foundation, and our project that we're pushing right now is hireahero.org.
Okay, so there's you're doing a comedy show for that?
Yeah, we're doing a benefit. It's not a comedy show. It's like we don't know what it is. We just threw it up a couple of days ago. The idea. What we're doing is we've got the Improv the night of Veterans Day night. Now this is confusing because Veterans Day is technically Sunday, November 11th, but it's the day of observance because it falls on a Sunday is Monday. So everybody's off work that Monday and all that. So what we're doing is we've got the Improv in Addison that night, and we're putting on a show. We're going to sell all of the tables in the room to companies, individuals, if they want to. By the way, if you want to contact me, pugs@hireahero.org. That's pugs, Pugs, at hireahero.org. If you're interested in helping out, if you'd like to purchase a table, we're allowing people to buy a table so that we can then fill the room with veterans from the local VA hospitals and returning veterans who just got back with their families to have just a good night out. We're doing music, we're doing variety. We don't even know what exactly we're doing yet. We haven't even made the flyer yet or the Facebook companion page. But yeah, that's happening at the Addison Improv, and it's on November the 12th at 8 o'clock. That's Monday night, November the 12th, a benefit for hireahero.org.
Well, definitely, if you need a comic, I'll throw my hat in the ring because we gave a vet a job.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
we have to wake him up every once in a while, but
there's no money in it, guys.
We know. This is something that I would love to do, just to support.
We have not
because I
announced-
wasn't able to go to the service because I was in jail at the time. But
you were serving another master.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But like I said, I will definitely help out any way I could.
We haven't put anything together yet. We're going to be putting the final bill. We'll probably be announcing that sometime next week.
Cool.
Well, let us know. We'll all jump in and do.
Love that. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we'll talk.
And how much is a table?
It depends. For a company, like a corporation, and again, give what you want, whatever you think it should cost to show a table of 6 to 8 guys a good time, on a Monday night. That didn't really sell it.
Thanks. Good job. Way to go.
But what we're asking for is
night?
for a family, if a family would like to do it, we're asking for $300 for the entire table. That's a donation to the Armed Forces Support Foundation. Again, tax write-off. It's all good stuff. And for a company, we're looking for $500.
Okay.
So we're hoping to sell out all the tables and then just swing the doors open and let anybody in who's a veteran. We've got a bunch of tables up front that we're going to put some wounded guys in. Some from the hospital. We're going to get a bus. We're going to bring them out.
Wow, that's cool.
And again, this isn't going to be a pussy show either. These guys were dodging landmines and bullets. I mean, it's going to be rough. So not for kids. This is
definitely call me.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? While you're saying that, I see people up there wounded, and I see Damon's like, "Oh yeah, you're back. Why'd you come back?"
Well, I don't know about that.
No, I'm just.
Although that would be a great bit for someone to pull, right? A heckler in the audience.
Oh yeah.
Plant one of your friends as a vet and be a heckler. Get into it.
You suck. Really.
Dude, how hard is the radio business? Because it's the kind of thing where you can have a job one day and be on top of the world. 6 months later, fuck your contract, fuck you, and you're out selling real estate.
The good thing is that fuck your contract. There is no such thing as that. They gotta pay you. They gotta pay you. You don't have to go to work anymore, but they still gotta pay you. How tough is it? Right now, it's dead. There are no jobs anywhere, man. Here's the problem. I'll just quickly nutshell it for you. When the economy collapsed, who it really affected was the local advertiser. Okay? When the local advertiser got crushed, they could no longer advertise on media. When the local advertiser could no longer advertise locally, the local host went away. And that's when these radio companies started going, oh, well, we can't afford to pay, this guy that much. We can't. But what we can do is we can bring it down off the bird. We can bring Sean Hannity down. He's available. He's floating around up there. And that's really the problem with it. As soon as the local advertiser comes back, when the economy gets better and Bob's Muffler Shop can start spending money on the local station, then you'll start seeing more and more local shows. I mean, I'm friends with Ricky Smiley and Headcrack and all those guys. And I mean, look at them. They're in Atlanta now, and they're in like 100 markets. And it's like, to me, they're the devil. I mean, I love those guys, but they're the devil. Because those are if they're in 40 markets, those are 39 jobs they're taking from somebody else.
Are they really in Atlanta, or are they still in Dallas?
No, they're in Atlanta.
They're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I didn't
Ricky
know they
Smiley
moved.
actually has a TV show. Well, I don't know.
Oh my God, it's the
terrible.
worst shit on TV.
It's not. Steve Harvey show.
It's the worst show.
There's a lot of guys that are
They're
on
racing
radio
for
that
bottom.
moving and they're
You guys have
doing-
never seen Greta Van Susteren then?
Dude, these shows
That
on
show,
TV.
her shit's not bad, dude.
Look, look.
I don't think her shit's that bad.
Look, you thought you was a fan before you like. Thank you so much for coming and crushing my dreams.
Listen,
You know?
that
How
fella
about Red Eye?
deserves.
I should have said Red Eye.
That
Yeah.
fella deserves everything he's gotten.
Who?
Greta Van Susteren.
You know she's borderline midget.
Is she really?
It's not a joke. She's only like 4'4".
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck
She's-
outta here. I don't
Swear to
believe
God. Look it up online. Look it up online. It's like it's one of her causes. She's like dwarfism and stuff.
I've never heard.
so
I've
she's
She's
never,
like the world's tallest dwarf.
I've never heard somebody say borderline midget. I never in my life.
I think that's a new saying.
You know, depending on what shoes I put on.
No, and I didn't mean that pejoratively. You know, if
No.
you're a midget, that's cool. I thought it's an interesting fun fact about Greta Van Susteren that you can't really tell from TV is that when she stands up, she comes up to your kneecaps. You're like, whoa.
You know who I'm
what's
thinking?
going
I'm
on?
sorry, I call her a fellow. You know who I'm thinking? I'm thinking of
Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, Rachel Maddow. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
that dude's awesome.
That's what I'm fucking thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, no, I love him.
Greta, she's the blonde hair chick, right?
No.
Greta Van Susteren is the girl on Fox News who kind of talks kind of funny like this. She's on at 8 o'clock. She's got long hair. She was one of the OJ people who OJ trial something or others.
I should hang with you.
It
'cause I'm
says here
look-
that she's 5'3".
Ha!
She's heighting herself then. Is that
what's going
No,
on?
she's not, doesn't
That-
say
that is
anything
a
about
tall
her.
dwarf.
She's got some like disease or something that made her so small.
Greta Conway Van Susteren, height 5'3", mini biography, born in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Oh, that is wrong. Well, yeah, she is from Wisconsin.
have
Yeah.
But no. She's like way short.
It says
way
she's
short.
5'3".
Yeah, Google search this. Google search how tall is Greta Van Susteren.
That's what I did. I said Greta Van Susteren, height and weight. It just came up with her height is 5'3".
Are you on Wikipedia?
Google.
No, yeah, because you can't
All
trust
right, I'll
Wikipedia.
find, no. I mean, I've seen her. I've seen people. No, she's really. It's like
Really?
freakishly small.
Wow.
My partner Kelly, who sat next to me, was 5'2". So
Yeah.
5'3" wouldn't strike me as being
here-
really freakishly small.
Here's the weird thing that I've like. I got a chance to meet up. What was the guy who was on Russ Martin? The other guy that was his lackey.
No.
It was
Oh, JD.
yeah. I met JD.
JD's a great guy.
And I just like the only one who's
And
working.
now you're gonna slam him.
No. I don't. I'm just saying the only person that's working now is Russ Martin. He's the only
For
person.
now.
He's working?
Yeah, he's on the edge. Of some,
He's
That-
on.
that station is.
He's
like,
on 97.1.
I passed it one day. It's not the
How did
same.
he get out of his case?
What case?
The case he got with the chick.
Oh, he's still.
Oh, when he beat up his fiance,
Yeah.
allegedly,
And then
reportedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know.
Look, and then
I don't remember how that all turned out.
Then he comes and does his interview on the news, and then gets in his Batmobile and drives off.
Is that motherfucker that rich? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
shit, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh my god. He was making over $1 million a year.
I don't know. Hey, look, over 200 grand is like super rich to me. No, I don't know what he was. He was making a lot of money. Yeah, he had a huge contract. Wait, personally, here's his deal. He had a huge contract for the station that we were on. When you consider what Jagger was making, what I was making, what Dick Hunter was making, he had a huge contract. But man, that guy, I used to hear stories because he used to make fun of us because we had an agent, and I used to hear stories that he didn't use an agent. It was stupid to use an agent and all that. They used to sign his contracts on a bar napkin. And then I found out ballpark what he was making. And then you see what people like, who use agents like Craddock or people like that, or maybe Ricky Smiley, with those guys, Steve Harvey, all these guys. You see what they're making. I mean, man, he was really underpaid for as effective he was for that station. He had like an 11 share. This dude should have been making like $2-3 million in the Dallas
That's what
market.
happens when you put a napkin.
But he wasn't.
That's what happens when you put your shit on a napkin.
And it's like, I used to say, you just tell us how much he makes. I go, no, man, I like, good for him. Because if he's making that much money, it just proves to me that I know what kind of money the company's got. So, it helps me. God love him, get all the money you can. But I just think that, like, he used to berate people for using experts. And then you see what his deal was and his numbers. He should have been making Kid Craddock money and syndicated all over the Southwest.
Wow.
And he just...
Kid Craddock is making millions. I've heard.
Kid Craddock is probably making $20-30 million a
year.
Yeah. Well, he's got the TV show now.
Yeah,
What
Craddock
he's got-
Kids and all that.
Nah,
I
actually,
mean,
Craddock,
he's not making money,
Nation.
but I'm just saying his face is out there.
I'd say Craddock's making 10. He's making 10 million.
Yeah, but they got that Dish Nation now.
His
too. That
10
should
mil
add
is-
to it,
Yeah,
right?
that shows.
Well,
Yeah,
goddamn
well,
money.
Look, that's still like a goddamn money to me.
I went through a town in New Mexico over the summer that there's probably maybe 30 people there and a truck stop. And all the people that live there are in a truck stop. And over the top of the truck stop, huge fucking Kid Craddock billboard.
Yep.
In the middle of freaking nowhere, New Mexico. There's
Yeah.
nothing but rattlesnakes and Kid Craddock billboards.
Yeah,
I like
that's
Kid
'cause
Craddock.
there's-
I don't like,
That's because that rest stop ain't advertising, so they don't have a local guy. They got Kid Craddock.
What's her
That's
name? Sherry Raspberry or whatever.
Kelly
Kelly
Raspberry.
Raspberry.
Kelly.
No, because when I lived in Corpus, that's all people listened to was Kid Craddock.
Yeah.
And then she was just talking about how good her husband were, and that lasted about 3 months.
Oh, the karate instructor dude in Highland
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
I know a dude that knows him. Fucking everybody, by the way. So
Is Big Al on that show?
Yes.
I met
yeah.
Big Al.
He
His
does.
son-
He's got a show. I mean, a room.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
his son Corey was doing comedy for a while. Cool, he was a cool dude. So he's doing a show at the Improv. So I go to talk to him. I'm like, hey man, I love your show. Like, and I was gonna ask him, why do they have you doing this shit? Like I was trying to, I didn't go, hey nigga, why you cooning for the white folks? But I was, but he looked at me and he goes, oh, but like. Before I could even get it out good, he hugged me like, "Oh, thank you for the support," and pushed me away at the same time.
Look,
The greatest shit that ever happened. Yeah, it was the greatest shit that ever happened to me in my life. I was like, I turned around like I was like, holy shit, that was great. But
Let's go back. Let's go back. You mean to tell me, and I'm going to be honest now.
Okay.
I mean, let's be open about our emotions here. It's
Okay.
a little jealousy there, right? That line was fueled by jealousy. You're telling me that you wouldn't switch places with him?
No,
if they said, hey, we're getting rid of
that
Big Al.
line came from me being ignorant of show business at the time.
Oh, okay. All
Of,
right.
of not knowing really what it took and and knowing a place because it's not hit. It ain't like it's Big Al's show and Big Al chose to go out and do the shit he was doing. You know what
But
I
I
mean?
have heard people criticize that he, as you say, coons it up on
Yeah.
that show, and it's I don't know. I think that show is pretty right down the middle. I mean, they play a lot of urban stuff. I mean, they also play a lot of Carrie Underwood and crap like that. But I mean, they really that's not.
Well,
And they do talk shit on everybody.
Yeah.
but we're talking like
Yeah, this is a long.
But they
7
needed a
years ago.
token.
Yeah, 7
They
years
needed
ago.
Yeah.
somebody. They
And-
needed somebody
and-
to urban it up.
But
as
they
say.
pulled him off the phone too, didn't they?
yeah,
No, he was-
exactly.
I thought he was a
He's
limo driver.
He
Yeah.
owned a
Yeah.
limo business or something. He used to call in all the time.
Yeah,
and they
but-
brought him in.
They were friends. He used to drive Kid in limo.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
okay.
I mean, but so I mean, I'm not shitting on him now. I just
No,
because I wish like hell you would pull me up out the slums, nigga.
and I'm not gonna involve. I happen to, on a personal level, like all of those guys, off the air, radio people are some of the, they're like comics. Some of the most treacherous, backstabbing a-holes you're ever gonna meet. But when you actually meet some that have made it to that level and they're still really cool, like when Kelly and I came to town, we took all kinds of crap because we were northern Chicago carpetbagging, damn Yankees, get the hell out of here.
Seriously?
And oh yeah, oh god, yeah. I mean, I remember the first thing I said on the air in Dallas was, "It's a Pugs and Kelly show, and I'm gonna tell you one thing: no matter what happens, I ain't never gonna like the freaking Cowboys." And it was like that was the first thing I said.
And
So I-
he's hang ups.
yeah. So I kind of stirred the pot a little, but I mean, it was pretty tough there for the first 6 months or so, and people reached out to us. From Jody Dean is another one who reached out. Keep your chin up, you guys are good. Blah blah blah. I mean, these are competitors, really. In Craddock and I was in a restaurant once. Nah, I don't want to tell a story, but
ahead.
anyway, nah, it's because it involves him, and it's
So Chelsea Hood
but
didn't reach
they
out
did
to you.
they
'Cause
did
she's from
nice
Chicago.
things.
Chelsea Hood, she didn't reach out to him.
And then there's a-holes in this town too.
Okay, let's put somebody on blast.
Russ Martin, is the biggest a-hole,
okay.
biggest a-hole in
yeah,
radio.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, my
I
guy,
don't see
he's
that.
the reason I wouldn't listen to that
Look.
station was him.
he's a despicable human being from
Yeah.
all that I can tell.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
He turned me off from that station.
just
I
mean.
love that show. That show was
No,
great.
I thought he was borderline, if not borderline, over the borderline.
I think he's
racist.
talented.
Yeah.
I think that
I think
show.
he's very funny.
It ain't my thing because I work there and I dislike the guy personally. But I mean, I can like, you know what I mean? I can distance myself from it and listen, and I go, well, that guy knows how to do a radio show. That's a good show. I can see why people like it. But yeah, no, he's a dick. Oh, for charity, I've been wanting to fight him for 10 years. I've been saying it.
For charity?
Well, since
But
I left.
he does a firefighter thing. though.
Yeah,
You outweigh this dude by at least 50 pounds.
Yeah, but he's a badass talker, man. He talks shit all the time.
Well,
Let's
here
back
it
it
is.
up.
Hey, look, if you one of the 10 people that are listening, Russ Martin, there it is.
I would
Charity.
choke him out so quick.
He'd be tapping out.
Why
I
are
would-
you
I would
seething with hate for this guy?
I've seen him do really mean things to people, and I, as a professional, feel that my career has been altered because I stood up to him, because I stood up to people, or I stood up to 4 people that he was being mean to. I mean, it's just like
what? You feel comfortable?
I'll give you one great example. I was standing up. Oh man, again, this is not. There was a girl, a super nice girl, who worked at the radio station, but she was a little overweight. And I say a little overweight. You know, she wasn't like a big fat girl or anything. But, you know, women are really sensitive about that stuff. Oh, yeah. And Russ Martin's studio overlooked the reception area, and this girl happened to have been sitting behind the reception desk. And I was talking to her on my way out, like I always do. Okay, see you later. And I looked over and I could see that Russ Martin was looking at us, and he started to say something. So I stopped at the desk and I said, "Turn the radio up. I go, I want to hear what he's saying." She's like, "Is he talking about us?" Because you could see that he's looking over at you. Mm-hmm. So he turns it up, and we hear him say this: "I don't know why the hell they would hire a fat, ugly girl to be in reception. I mean, that's the first thing you see when you walk into this business. We get that girl fired. Look at her. Look at that mess. Look at that big fat mess." And this little girl just started crying. Oh. Just like, I mean, shit. She didn't ask for that. No, she didn't. She's just a kid. To be on air. Yeah. She's just a kid. She was like a 20-year-old, 21-year-old kid. And I turned around and I walked up to the window like this, and I was hoping he would say something, but he was a pussy. He would never engage me. Right. He would never say. He would talk shit when I was gone, and I immediately went into my program director's office, and I said, "Look, this gotta stop, blah, blah, blah." And then the next day, Kelly and I stopped working at the station.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. Dude, that's what's fucked up about radio. At least in retail, you see it coming. Like, hey, you've been late 4 times. Get your shit together. In radio, nigga,
I need to say something for legal reasons.
Okay.
That story I told, and then the fact that Kelly and I left the next day, I'm not saying that they had anything to do with one another. It was all cool. I heard it's just random that I mentioned those 2 things.
We actually have a disclaimer for Damus when he does it. Will you play Damus's disclaimer? We have to do this when Damus is here and someone says something shitty to Damus and he's about to go off on him.
Do not represent anyone else's views on the show. They are his thoughts and not Starr Entertainment, the Smith family, or P Squared. We have no control over his views, opinions, or rants. We apologize in advance to women, children, Caucasians, light-skinned people, gays, Christians, or anyone else that he offends.
Oh, it's good to be covered.
Yeah. All right, Pugs. The show's coming to an end, and I'm looking at the clock.
Oh no!
Yeah, we only get an hour and a half, and you sitting around the jaw jacking with Jansen, and you came at the best time. We play this game.
This
called
is the best thing ever.
Yo Mama's Pussy.
Okay.
And it's like playing the dozens, but it's about your giving your mama
I don't
props.
know what the dozens are. I've, You're
kidding me. You're south side of Chicago.
The Irish Catholic side.
Okay.
Cracking jokes on each other.
Okay. This is playing the dozens. Like you look like a vanilla milk dud. Like that would be.
That was the dozens.
Yeah.
But we do that, but we do it towards your mother's pussy. And it's nothing against nobody's mother.
All right.
It's just the dozens.
Like, I'll start out. Like, your mother's reason is the real reason why Gail Sayers' ACL is fucked up. Mother's pussies.
I'm gonna need to see more examples. Don't go to me next. I'm gonna.
Your mama's pussy still listens to Russ Martin.
Oh.
Let me see. I'm late because I'm a week out. So
okay, fuck it. Your mama's pussy laughs like this. Ha 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 ha. Like
your mama's pussy likes this song.
Your mama's pussy wrote this song.
And John doesn't cuss, so he always says, "Your mother's vagina."
Oh yeah, your mother's undercarriage reeks of hot Dr. Pepper on a summer day after the beach. But the Pacific Ocean beach, not the Atlantic Ocean beach.
So there's more of a salty smell, less fishy.
Oh shit! It's still my favorite part of the show.
So your mama's pussy's allergic to peanut butter.
Your mama's pussy smells like a Denny's dumpster.
Damn.
I don't even know how that smells.
I've been there. You gotta bomb it somewhere.
The Denny's dumpster smells like the Waffle House menu.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to get mad, right?
No.
Okay.
Your mama's.
What is that about?
Because I'm Irish Catholic. My mother's a goddamn saint. How dare you?
Look, black people have no sense of heritage.
Yeah.
You're carrying this Irish Catholic shit to you with you, nigga, like it's a badge of honor. Black people, you like, nigga, fuck Baptist priests. You're like, yeah, fuck them. Get the shit out here.
Probably do it to you in your eardrums.
Look,
Me,
you hear that?
I'm
You hear
known
that?
as Lollipop.
Yeah.
That's your mama's pussy talking.
Long-haired
She
sucker.
very vocal. Your mama's pussy.
Your
Yeah,
mama's
I know mommy's an asshole.
Mom, if you're listening, it's just jokes.
Your mama's pussy thinks that kids who don't do jumping jacks shouldn't get Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is great.
Thank y'all so much for
Yes.
tuning in. Next week, I don't know. We'll just
Some-
be here.
somebody
We'll
less
come in,
famous.
Everything. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you guys.
Once again, tell them how to get in touch with you.
Pugs at hireahero.org. That's Pugs at hireahero.org. The benefit is at the Addison Improv on the 12th of November.
Also, pugs at hireadj.com. While you're at it.
If you're a soldier, maybe you could come be my
Any
sidekick.
shows coming up, guys?
Next week I'll be in Paris, Texas, and then after that I'll be doing the shit with.
You're doing this Pocket Sandwich Theater pretty soon, aren't you?
I should check my Facebook. I don't know.
Friday I'll be doing Taste the Island, and then this weekend, or the upcoming week, I'll be at the State Fair, Texas.
Doing what?
Oh, I'm just going.
I'll just be there. One last thing. If people want to hit my Facebook up, it's like my new stage that I play on all day long.
He sure does.
I try to get involved at least once an hour. It's John Pugs, John Pugs on Facebook.
Fantastic.
All right. We're out of this bitch. Free like OJ all day. I heard a story.
I'd love to come back.
The bass that's in your face, show enough shrugs your face, just like you got sprayed by